That's one way to silence a crowd.
It is. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. I thought it was maybe somebody calling to say they couldn't get in the call. So okay, I think we can go ahead and get started. It's right at 3 o'clock. And I wanted to thank everybody for joining us mid-afternoon, mid-month, midday, midweek, and all of those things that go along with a Wednesday afternoon. I appreciate your attention and commitment to attending our virtual annual meeting. My name is Melissa Even. For those of you that I haven't had a chance to meet face to face, thank you so much for joining our call. We anticipate that this meeting is going to move fairly quickly. We want to be mindful of everybody's schedules, and I am seeing a few more people pop on, so thank everybody for joining. Just as a reminder, we will ask that everybody stay muted unless they're a planned speaker today. And then at the end of the session, we will have a question and answer opportunity. And then we would be able to field calls or field questions then. But if you do have a pressing question, feel free to use your chat feature, which is the little conversation bubble that you will see in the GoToMeeting screen. And with that being said, I just want to go ahead and get the presentation started, and we'll just go ahead and start our meeting today. And as I said, my name is Melissa Even, and at this time, networking is taking a little twist this year, and rather than going around the room and introducing ourselves, I just thought this would be a great opportunity for everybody to actually get to meet the faces and the names that are leading our chamber through our board of directors program. So with that, I would like to start this with our 2020 sitting president is Craig Fox from Orchid Monroe. Craig, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Sure. My name is Craig Fox. I grew up in Monroe, and then I went to Whitewater, and about 10 years ago, I had a chance to come back to Monroe, and I first worked for Industrial Combustion, and then I've been with Orchid for the last 5 years. I'm the controller, and I'm also the secretary, and we recently acquired another company called Carter Motor Company, and I'm the controller for both companies. And I have a wife, Darlene, and a daughter, Felicia, and lots of cousins in the area. And my main hobby is fantasy baseball. I've been doing it for like 25 years, and I'm pretty good at it. So that's me in a nutshell.
I'm Al Rufer. I'm the current president of the board of directors. I'm in my 6th year with the chamber. I work for Precision Drive Control, which is, for those that may not be aware, electrical contractor, electrical distributor here in southwestern Wisconsin, located in Monroe and Freeport. Just celebrated last fall 20 years there, and I work in outside sales, and it's really been a great adventure. Born and raised in Monroe, family from Monroe, obviously. And so I've seen a lot of change in the community, met a lot of people, and I'm happy to be part of this group and representing the businesses and the community as a whole.
Hi, I'm Tracy Meyer. I'm the Vice President of the Chamber Board, and I also serve as the Senior Benefits and Safety Manager at Colony Brands, where I've had the pleasure of working there for 23 years. I just do a quick shout out that even though I've also lived in Monroe my whole life, being part of the board really provides me valuable business and community knowledge, in addition to those new networking professional opportunities that I so much appreciate. So thanks for letting me serve on your board.
My name is Melissa Thompson. I'm, I think, in my second or third year of being on the chamber. And I joined because I wanted to network with other people and learn more about our community, and also be, hopefully in the forefront of knowing what's going on with some of our businesses. I've been a member of the chamber through First Weber Hedeman Group, real estate company here in Monroe, and also a member through my husband's business, which is Family Chiropractic Clinic, and he's been a member for over 25 years. And let's see, we've raised 3 sons here, and we just became empty nesters, so it's kind of fun.
I'm Joe Klein. I'm the treasurer of the board, and this is my 6th and final year, and I think I've been treasurer for 5 years. And I have been in Monroe. I'm not raised here, born and raised here, but I've been here 31 years. I'm senior vice president of the Bank of New Glarus, and I work in the Monroe office here. In fact, I opened the Monroe office next month will be 11 years ago. So I enjoyed my time on the chamber board.
Dave Fry.
Are you with us?
Oh. Dave Fry, can we have you introduce yourself? Or Nicole Josephs, could you go next?
Sure. I'm Nicole Josephs, and I am born and raised in Monroe. Left for probably about 15 years or so, but we just came back in 2013. My husband and I own State Line Vision Center here in Monroe, right outside by Alcorn Ford. We've been here, it'll be 6 years this June, and we've got 2 kiddos, a 7th grade gymnast and a 5th grade swimmer.
I'm Rory Maurer. I'm the compliance officer at Woodford State Bank. I was born and raised in Monroe as well. My husband Mike and I, we have 2 kids. Elise, a senior who plays softball, and Gavin, who's a 6th grader who plays video games.
And do we have Ryan Wild joining us? Or Steve Brewer, are you on the line? Okay, I'll just do a brief introduction for them. Ryan Wild is the owner of Tri-State Gutters, and he is one of our newest board members. He just came on at the beginning of this year. And Steve Brewer is the Director of Operations for Monroe Clinic SSM Health, and he is also a new board member. And then we also have Rob Driver, who is the City of Monroe representative. That is one of the partnerships that we're proud to have with the city. And Rob is the airport supervisor and manager, and he had to go help a plane land. So he's going to be joining us as soon as he's available. And we'll just go ahead and move on. As you may have noticed, we had 2 presidents introduced. We had a 2020 president, Craig Fox, and we have the 2021 president, Alan Rufer. And this is traditionally what we would do at the meeting, is passing the gavel. So at this point, I would like to reintroduce Craig and have him speak a little bit about his term as president and his thoughts on the chamber.
Craig, I believe your mic is off.
You are correct. My mic was off. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to start out by thanking Melissa, Colette, the members of the board, and the ambassadors for their service and efforts during 2020 that helped get us through a challenging year. Their creativity identified alternatives for our usual projects and events that we could not provide because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And in 2020, the Monroe Chamber of Commerce had 2 major achievements. The first one was Melissa did a great job of providing COVID-19 information for our members. And I always look forward to seeing the latest information on what was going on with COVID-19, and she did an awesome job on that. The second major accomplishment that the Chamber had in 2020 was we built the Greetings from Monroe sign. And that was a project that 3 of us worked on, and it took a year to plan, and we were able to build it last year. And our goal is that this sign will become a landmark that will promote our city and our members for a long time by bringing visitors to our community to see the sign. Phase 2 of the Greetings from Monroe sign had to be delayed last year because of COVID. The good news is that phase 2 will be completed this year. And what phase 2 is, it's the installation of the benches, the sidewalk, and also the viewing area in front of the sign. And later on, they'll be talking a little bit more about your ability to participate in this program. But what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to promote your company to create a legacy for you or your family by purchasing a brick or a paver with your names on it that will be part of the sidewalk and or the viewing area in front of the sign. So what I'd like to do now is introduce you to our new president in 2021, and that's Alan Rufer. Thank you for the opportunity of serving as the president of the organization. Take it away, Alan.
Thanks, Craig. We appreciate everything you've done, not only last year, but through your entire service with the Chamber Board.
Thank you, Al.
It's much appreciated. It takes a lot of time. All the board members spend a lot of time behind the scenes making things work. But I think I just briefly want to recognize the ambassadors because they really are the wheel that makes the cart go. And we have close to 20 ambassadors, which is absolutely fantastic. And I think it's a testament to what Melissa and Colette are doing in that office to keep people on board with that program. And I know they're going to talk more about it, but I just think that they are really the connection between the board and the office to back out to the membership, and they just don't get enough credit for everything they do. So thank you to the ambassadors as well as Melissa and Colette. So what can I say? I'm probably preaching to the choir here when I say good riddance to 2020, right? If this was the typical Thursday night annual meeting, we'd be yelling cheers. What a challenge. I don't think any of us saw it coming. And I think most of us probably would agree that we certainly didn't think we'd still be dealing with it now. But I really think it's amazing, as I sat back preparing for today's meeting and I kind of gave some thought to everything we've been through in the last, 9, 10, 11 months. It's amazing. I mean, we have restaurants that, you know, went from panic to very quickly saying, how am I going to adapt? We suddenly had outdoor seating. They worked with the city in allowing and adapting to ordinances that to allow tables and serving and stuff outside, especially around the downtown square area. Curbside, I mean, many restaurants that barely had carry out suddenly were able to do curbside. Suddenly what was just ordering pizza for delivery became anything on the menu was available for delivery. Retailers found ways to sell and promote their products locally through social media as well as other channels. Manufacturers implemented flex schedules, work from home opportunities, and Zoom meetings. And for those of you with children in school like myself, you learned that there's a reason that we're not teachers. So we just really overcame a great number of things. We got, as a chamber, I remember talking during the board meetings, you know, we thought this was maybe a 2 or 3 month thing, you know, and that by midsummer we'd be through it, and we weren't. And like the businesses in town, we quickly adapted. And again, Melissa took the charge. And while a lot of organizations like the chamber were scaling back their operations in an effort to preserve cash flow and survive, I'm happy to say this chamber board said, no, we're going to expand services. And we truly saw this as an opportunity to say to you, our members, that here's why you're part of this group, and here's what we're going to provide, because when times get tough, we don't curl up and go home. We stand up and help you out. And I think we did a pretty good job of that. Conversations I've had with local area businesses and groups would concur with that, you know, we offered a lot of things that maybe we didn't in the past for whatever reason. They weren't available, they weren't needed. We turned and did a lot of things virtually. Open house type events became virtual, ribbon cuttings became virtual. Educational, we offered more educational things virtual. As Craig said, Melissa did a fantastic job constantly distributing information regarding grants and funding for COVID. That, I mean, it seemed like it was coming every day, but it was really just changing that fast. So I don't know. A lot was done in 2020. Some are calling 2020 the year of survival or the year of adaptation. If you're like me, 2020 was really just an all-out effort to manage the challenges I faced, not only at work, but at home, and just keep myself together. I mean, it was a trying time. So my hat's off to all the members that have made it this far and continue to fight the fight. Please know that we're in this together and we're in it for the long haul. But as I said, if 2020 is the year of survival, then I would say 2021 will be the new norm. And I know that's a term we're all tired of hearing, but I kind of think that Monroe and the community, the business community, the citizens of Monroe, we're not going to adapt to the new norm. We're going to work together and define the new norm. And I think that that's already well on its way with what's been done. I think a lot of what is here to stay, especially as the form of business and the way we do business. And I think in the end, we'll all come out stronger for it. So again, I'm glad. I wish we could be all together. We're doing our due diligence. We are so looking forward to when we can get together again, but we do feel a responsibility to do that in a calculated manner that is in the best interest of everybody. So we'll keep you in our thoughts. We'll continue to do what we can to help you. If you have something to share or if you have a need, please reach out to the office. And on behalf of myself and the board, I'm honored to be your 2021 president, and we're all glad to serve you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Al. And we did just want to recognize that we had 3 fantastic board members that had completed their term of service with us. Lynn Molinaro, owner of Dairy Queen in Monroe and Platteville, she served from 2017 to 2020, and she had served on our executive committee, so had given us, vice president, president, and served as past president for us. And she completed her term, so we appreciate that. Terry Snow, who is the executive director from Pleasant View, also ended her term this year. And then Wade Weiss from the Monroe Clinic, SSM Health, also completed his term of service. So we want to thank them and recognize them as they depart for their investment in the community and the Chamber of Commerce. So thank you to them. I got to tell you, I was really surprised when we looked at things at the end of the year, the number of new chamber members that we were able to gain in such a tumultuous year. So I just wanted to share all the names of all of the chamber members. I'm not going to read them off individually, but this just goes to show that when the times are tough, businesses rely on the Chamber of Commerce to help them through that and to help them navigate a lot of rapidly changing information. So just wanted to put this out there. We always post our new chamber members out on our website. So if you want to learn more about any of the new chamber members that came on board in 2020, they are listed out there under our new members. So congratulations to them, and I thank them for joining our organization. And then we had several businesses that had, despite issues in front of us, had the opportunity to either establish new locations or expand locations. So I just wanted to just point those out. Bath Planet, so we're familiar with True Home. They expanded to Bath Planet, and they had a ribbon cutting in the Westtown Mall. Lesher Heating and Air Conditioning, a staple based in Freeport, expanded their location and opened their first Monroe location. Vitality Youth Services in the center there opened their first location, so they started their business this year. We had Royal Athletics, who also started mid-COVID, and Samantha Powers opened a 24-hour fitness and nutrition clinic. And we had Fowler Dental Clinic had an opportunity to relocate into their new home just north of the Monroe Clinic Hospital. So we did have quite a few opportunities to ribbon cut. No groundbreaking last year, but we did have some ribbon cuttings, and we're very proud to share in their opportunities. I know a lot of people couldn't attend these type of events that we normally would, but I just wanted to recap and share that with everybody. And I'm going to go ahead and reintroduce Joe Klein as our treasurer, and he's going to speak to our financial position for 2020.
Thanks, Melissa. So we've had some really good recent years financially for the chamber. 2020, not so much, but really not terrible. At the January board meeting, I took a look and just wanted to see where we were based on, say, November 30th of 19 through November 30th of 20. And we were really only down about $20,000 in our cash position, which is, kudos to Melissa and Colette and the rest of the board. We've had many conversations on, what's it take on a monthly basis to make the chamber swing with inability to have some of our fundraising things that we normally would have through 2020. So we're actually quite pleased on how that ended up. Yesterday, I signed our PPP loan, which was coincidentally about $19,500 and some change. Thanks to Jason Kunert and Molly Trudeau from Woodford State Bank for getting that done for us. So, after that's put in our account, it's kind of a net zero for 2020, which I think is probably a pretty good thing. We also got a travel grant in 2020 for $6,000. And the other highlight, Al Rufer and I did an internal audit in December, went back 2 years, went through checking account statements, credit card statements, things like that. Which leads me into, if you are interested, as always, our year-end financials are available to any chamber member. The one thing I can tell you in going through our monthly meetings, our internal audit, is that if you've got a question on the financials, Melissa can answer it. She knows where our dollars are, so feel very comfortable. So kudos and a pat on the back to you, because we're in good shape that way. We know where every dime is at. So that's my report. If you have any questions for me or Melissa, feel free to ask at any time.
Thank you, Joe. And as we have mentioned, and obviously everybody is aware, COVID changed the way we had to do things. So I just wanted to point out some of the behind the scene things that we were able to accomplish to assist our members through the year. First and foremost, we needed to get member resources available to them. So we were able to quickly create a COVID-19 member resource page that is out on our website that will continue to remain there for the foreseeable future, because things are always going to change. It was really great to put all of those resources in one place, whether it be local resources, state level, or CDC and government, federal government level, having that information out there available to anybody who wanted it was very important to us. We certainly want to share the information, whether you're a chamber member or not. Those are vitally important to us, so we put that out there. I worked with the city of Monroe, and I was seated on an ad hoc committee for economic recovery and looking at what the city could do, what they had within their power to assist the business community, and very easily were able to negotiate or make suggestions to eliminate some of the fees that the city was collecting that didn't necessarily follow a state statute. So if the city had room to move, they negotiated and they found very sensible formulas for us to reduce license fees any way possible. So I would like to thank the city for their reaching out to us to see what we felt could help our membership. So that's something that we did. We supported grant applications for dozens of chamber and potential chamber members, and not just through the PPP funding or the SBA. There were association grants that were available, and I was routinely assisting chamber members with that. The We're All In grant program was very successful, especially for our community, because the majority of our businesses fit in the criteria of that, and we weren't fighting against somebody applying for $40 million. We were all kind of in the same boat, receiving the same amount of money. So we had fantastic local lenders that, looking statewide, our local lenders were going above and beyond. And I'm happy to say, I believe two or three of our chamber members were the highest in the region in assisting local businesses with their applications. So I'm very pleased to report that. We maintained services to our chamber members. We did not close our doors. Well, we closed our doors to the public, but we remained behind the scenes, even though we were not considered or deemed essential workers by the rules that they set up. We stayed in the office. We kept going through everything we possibly could, seeking out information. And you guys probably saw so many Friday late emails from me that it made your head spin, but that's how business was getting conducted. So I was proud that we were able to stay on top of things and get that information shared. We also facilitated a couple of different legislative meetings that allowed us to share our concerns with our local legislatures. So that was something that behind the scenes that we were able to do. And one of the first big challenges that we had to assess was the cancellation of our State Line Home and Business Expo. We were 90% of the way there, and with just a couple of weeks notification, we did have to cancel that. We were very creative, and we quickly converted that event into a month-long promotion, and we called that the Safer at Home Community Challenge, sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce. We offered weekly challenges throughout the month of April. It allowed people to learn about our featured businesses, and it was a great way to be creative and share what's going on in the community in a safe and productive manner. We gave people things that they could do at home, whether it was a, tidying up project or show us some renovations that you've done, and, safe exercise. So we really tried to build on that. I anticipate that we'll see something like that again this year. I don't know if it'll be the same format, but I feel in the time we had available, it was a great transition. And I would like to thank Colony Brands for donating all of the weekly prizes. Those were going to be prizes that were going to be given away at the State Line Home and Business Expo. And they said, of course, use those for these challenges. And we just wanted to thank them for that. And then we did, as Al mentioned before, we had several businesses that had to close their doors. And when we got the opportunity to have businesses reopen, we did offer the opportunity for us to come and do a reopening ribbon cutting. And these were just small events, but I feel like it meant the world to these businesses. We had one of the local churches involved in that. They just thought their parish really needed that. And we did capture just two of the examples here. We've got Charlie's Bark Park and Luna Maya Restaurant. We're very excited to be able to return to full service. And Craig alluded before to the Greetings from Monroe project. And we launched, or that was our big kickoff last year at our annual meeting, was discussing the Greetings from Monroe project. And again, I just wanted to thank everybody who's been involved in the project. We didn't get everything done, but as the chamber discussed the situation, we felt there was no better time than to go ahead with the physical installation. We were able to work with PDC. They did the electrical. We worked with True Home. They put the sign up. We also worked with Adam Bansley and Empire Media. He created our image for us, and there's a picture of him here, very proudly posing with his creation, in front of his creation. And we are looking forward to the second phase of that project. We will be reaching out again to reintroduce the fundraising, and we hope that you are receptive when one of our chamber members or one of our ambassadors reaches out to you and just asks you about contributing to a lifetime legacy that will appear in downtown Monroe. So. And one of the other things that we were able to accomplish, we kept to a few of our goals, is we had been discussing a new logo for the chamber, and we had worked with Kim Berg with Fusion Fly, and you will see in the upper right is our primary logo, and in the upper left corner is the logo, and in the lower left corner is our secondary logo that we will be using from time to time. Our new logo encompasses the Greene County Courthouse as the center of our city. We wanted to represent agriculture and the beginnings of our community, the strength in manufacturing, and the strong green fields that represent not only fertile soil, but the financial and economic impact that our chamber members provide to our community. So I'm very happy. I'm sure as you've gotten your new membership renewals, you've seen your new membership stickers that combined the Greetings from Monroe mural with our new logo, and we're very happy to have that. And Al mentioned before our ambassador program, and I am going to repeat, everything he has to say. I can't say enough for our ambassador programs. They contribute so much. They are there on a whim a lot of times because things happen quickly. They're there for ribbon cuttings, promoting the chamber and the industries and the businesses in our community. They participate in the monthly recognition of our members. And even when we can't do physical meetings with those, these guys are sharing on social media, they're tagging their friends, they're getting the word out. So it's not just, hey, can you come for a little bit? They do a lot of social media, and I appreciate that because the more we share the information, the better. And they did a huge outreach project at the end of the year. They all sent emails to all of our chamber members just to touch base with them, to say hi and let them know that we know there's a struggle, and just a kind word to say we're thinking of you. And they also take part in event planning and marketing the events for the chamber. So we have got some amazingly creative people, and they help make projects look easy. So I can't thank them enough. So that's what they contribute. And if you're considering about being a chamber ambassador, you get to learn leadership skills. There's huge networking opportunities. And you get educated on the business community and how things work. So if you or any of your employees are interested in becoming an ambassador, just give me a call and I'll talk to you about it. And I know we have several of our ambassadors on the call right now. So this is the list of the ambassadors that we have. And again, I can't thank them enough. And since I came on, I had always wanted to have an ambassador of the year. And this year, I don't think I could actually do that because every single one of our ambassadors was above and beyond what could have possibly be expected. So I just want to thank each and every one of them for everything that they're doing. I continue to be impressed with this young group, and the ambassadors have really become the groundwork of how we determine who we need on our board as our board of directors. Nicole Josephs was an ambassador, and she's now on our board. Rory Maurer was an ambassador, and she's now on our board. So it really is a great opportunity, and it's a continuation of leadership, and I just want to thank them very much. And for those that are numbers geeks and want to see some data, I had to throw an obligation of data on here. I just wanted to let you know that we have 2 or 3 primary ways that we communicate with our membership and people who are interested in us. We have a monthly newsletter, we have a chamber chat, and we send out e-blasts. So the lower left image is, as you can see, is from the beginning of last year to the end of last year, how our campaigns were. So these were weekly, monthly, kind of a mix of everything. But our average open rate on an email communication is 35%. And that is huge to get 35% of your emails open. And our average click rate is at 6%. And we are trying to increase that by adding more article to read and just driving people back to whether an organization puts an article in, a link directly back to their website. So this is a very effective way of sharing information. And we have a website. Monthly, we see about 330 direct inquiries. Yearly, we saw 330 direct inquiries to businesses. So people are going to our website to gain information about our chamber members. We had 1,300 general inquiries come through our mailbox this year, which was fantastic. We did have 36 new potential members check out our Become a Member page. And then we had 50 Monroe Money purchases that came through our website. And I do want to just expand on that in just a little bit. And traditionally, our events are our high point of our website, but obviously we didn't have that amount of interest in events this year. And you can see that our December usage or visits to our website was quite a bit higher than the average, and that I will attribute directly to us putting Monroe Money out on the website. So one of the things that COVID gave us a very positive opportunity to do is we increased our opportunity to sell Monroe Money. So as an example, in 2019, we had sold $24,000, or excuse me, issued $24,000 in Monroe Money, which in turn was getting turned back into all of our chamber members. In 2020, we sold nearly $60,000. So we are very happy. A couple of things contributed to that. Of course, the no contact online purchase option really helped us, and the ability to accept credit cards for those purchases also helped us. But I believe one of the most major contributions that the chamber had directly invested in our membership and our members was we took 2 opportunities this year and offered matching funds for anybody who was purchasing Monroe Money. We did the Monroe Money Mayhem through the month of May, and then through November to December in that high gift giving or year-end purchasing time, we matched 20% of all Monroe Money purchases for those timeframes. And it was a phenomenal turnout. We hit our goal much quicker than we expected. So we're very happy that that has come out. One of the other things that took part in that November to December timeframe was the 'Twas the Lights Before Christmas promotion. So within that, we decided to bring back the lighting contest. So we took the opportunity to have a citywide lighting contest. We had 35 contestants with prize money provided by First National Bank and Trust. So we had residential winners, we had business winners, and it all went over so well. I've got a few of the photos that were, most engaging. We had celebrity guests give away prizes. The Grinch showed up, and we had some really great opportunities that way. And within that program, we also had a one-day event. It was our Welcome Winter Solstice. So we had a drive-through event just to give people a safe outing. And after that drive-through event was done, Monroe Truck Equipment and a few others got together and drove their trucks through all the care facilities in the city of Monroe. And just to share some spirit and joy and opportunity to say hello to people. I'm very proud to say that I believe that the lighting contest and the drive-through event is something that we intend to continue for years to come. The feedback we got on both of those was just fantastic, and we're super excited to see that go forward. And that concludes my presentation today. So I did want to bring this opportunity. If anybody had any thoughts that they would like to share, concerns or questions about, the directions that we're going to be taking, we certainly want to hear that from you now. So if anybody has any, anything that they'd like to add, please feel free to unmute yourself. Well, we must be comprehensive in our explanation. So thank you all. I just wanted to thank everybody for attending our meeting. Without our members' commitments, our community would not be what it is. We are looking at things very carefully. We want to make sure that everybody stays safe, and just with the recent concerns, the additional concerns with the numbers in Greene County. We're keeping a very close eye on things. We look forward to providing safe and successful promotions to support your business. So if you have any future plans and you'd like to maybe figure out how you can do things and stay safe, feel free to reach out to my office, and I'm happy to go over anything that I possibly can with you. So with that, in closing, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. It's always a thrill to see people, but I do appreciate the attention you've given us today. So thank you all very much.